Tonight, live outside an early voting polling place in downtown Athens, what you need to know about getting to the ballot box. Pfizer has applied for vaccines for young children. Find out how parents are reacting to the news. And why a UGA student is spending Friday walking for 15 hours. All this and more coming up on Grady Newsource.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Good evening, I'm Allison Casso, and welcome to Grady Newsource. Today was the second day of early voting in Athens, Clark County. Grady Newsource reporter Samantha Spinacci is live at the elections office to tell us what to expect if you're planning to vote early. Hi Samantha, how was early voting gone today?
Hi Allison, the election office behind me just closed a few minutes ago at 5 p.m. Throughout the day there has been little to no line to vote. Earlier I spoke with one voter about why he decided to vote early.
Step outside and hear the crunch under your feet. Autumn is here. Northeast Georgia has activities.
I was concerned about, because of all the rule changes, I didn't know what we were going to face.
It isn't about.
Some of the changes that voters may experience due to the new Georgia voting law include the option of early voting being offered in most counties for at least 17 days prior to election. Absentee ballot drop-off boxes will now be located inside of the board elections offices, and if you're voting by absentee ballot, you will now have to submit a valid form of identification with your ballot.
Samantha, what things should people be prepared for if they are planning to vote early?
If you're preparing to vote early, voters need to bring a valid photo ID, such as a driver's license or passport, or a voter ID card. If you're planning to vote in Athens this week, you can continue to vote here until Friday between the hours of 8 and 5, and on Saturday they will be open from 9 to 6. We will continue to update you throughout the month on more information about early voting, and for more information today, be sure to check out our Facebook and Instagram stories. Back to you, Allison.
The Oglethorpe Echo, Oglethorpe County's only source of local news, will no longer be ceasing publication. Grady Newsource reporter Alexis Elmore tells us it is taking a new direction to a nonprofit organization.
It isn't about an old folks publication. This is about a multi-generational thing.
For 148 years, the Oglethorpe Echo has served as the county's sole weekly newspaper. In September, Rolf Maxwell, who has run the paper with his family since 1981, announced that the paper will be shutting down.
It was, sad in a way, but it's just, times have changed and technology has changed and the way people communicate have changed. And, in a market as small as this, it's difficult to overcome those.
Dink Neesmith, president of Community Newspapers and an Oglethorpe resident, knew that there was work to be done to save the paper for the community. Neesmith suggested Maxwell donate the paper and transition it into a nonprofit organization.
Not a corporate effort. This is a personal effort as a resident of Oglethorpe County.
Neesmith will serve as initial chairman for the nonprofit, the Oglethorpe Echo Legacy, until a community board is finalized. Though it saddens Maxwell to walk away from the Echo, he knows it's in good hands.
Factors. So I think going to the nonprofit, was an excellent idea that Dink Neesmith came up with, and something I had not really considered before, but, I think it has a lot of advantages and, will turn out to work very well for this community.
Community support will be a vital factor in the Oglethorpe Echo Legacy's continuation by both reading and donating to the paper, something Neesmith doesn't see being a problem for residents in the county.
I don't have any money, but I'll come cut the grass every week. Let me adopt the phone bill. I'll pay the phone bill every month. I mean, big checks. It's about big effort.
With help from the community, the Oglethorpe Echo Legacy Inc. is here to stay and deliver news to the local community. Alexis Elmore, Grady Newsource.
COVID cases are currently on decline in Northeast Georgia. Grady Newsource reporter Tyler Johnson looks into the trend and what we can do to continue the decline in cases.
Northeast Georgia is seeing a decline in COVID cases. All counties have seen a significant drop in cases since mid-September to October 8th. Dr. Anthony Fauci is the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases at the National Institute of Health and one of the key advisors to the White House. Despite the decline in COVID cases, Dr. Fauci stated that the U.S. will need a vast majority of the population to be vaccinated in order to control the spread of the virus. 56.4% of people are vaccinated in the U.S., and children 12 and under cannot get vaccinated. The pharmaceutical company Pfizer is trying to get their vaccine approved through the FDA for emergency use. If the FDA approves, it will allow children 5 through 11 to get vaccinated, which will help the U.S. manage the spread of the virus. The CDC recommends wearing a mask in multiple scenarios, especially if you are unvaccinated. People with a compromised immune system should also wear a mask even if they are fully vaccinated. This is Tyler Johnson for Grady Newsource.
Pfizer and biotech announced on Thursday that they submitted a request to the FDA for emergency use authorization of their COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. And with these developments underway, parents are now left to decide whether to have their kids vaccinated. Grady Newsource reporter Emma Robertson has more on how these parents are reacting.
Vax or not to vax? This is the question going on in parents' minds as children's COVID-19 vaccines are in the works. Pfizer and BioNTech announced on Thursday that they submitted their request to the Food and Drug Administration for emergency use authorization of the company's COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. This comes after the pharmaceutical company shared its findings from its clinical trials, stating the vaccine was safe, well-tolerated, and showed robust neutralizing antibody responses. But as Pfizer waits for FDA approval, parents are left to determine if they will let their children receive the shot. In a recent survey of parents with 5 to 11-year-olds from the Kaiser Family Foundation, 32% of parents opted to wait and see before allowing their kids to receive the shot. Meanwhile, 34% said they'd vaccinate right away, 7% said they'd vaccinate only if required, and 24% said definitely not. This especially rings true in Oconee County, as its schools have had 0 enforced mask mandates throughout this current school year, leaving parents to decide if they'd like to take the next step in protecting their kids in the classroom. But for Oconee mother Ryan Fugit, the decision is a no-brainer. Fugit had her 2 children, ages 5 and 8, participate in Pfizer's clinical trials to help further the vaccine's development.
We really ultimately decided to participate because our children wanted to. They knew that they were doing something good.
However, Fugit says she doesn't foresee Oconee reevaluating its COVID protocols, as support still remains for a mask-optional school environment. Oconee County mother Jennifer Coleman commends the school on their policies. With a visually impaired son, Coleman says wearing a mask in the classroom is not ideal.
He wears glasses, and so he's got a diagnosed visual impairment. So for him to actually have to wear a mask is very detrimental.
Director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, Dr. Anthony Fauci hopes that the Pfizer children vaccine will be approved by the end of the month. This could come after the FDA's meeting with an independent advisory committee on October 26th. Emma Robinson, Grady Newsource.
After the break, why a University of Georgia student is walking 15 miles.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight, both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back, because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
every day.
Every day.
Millions of people are connecting.
And even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together,
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other
on a deeper level.
Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
Suicide is the leading cause of death among young adults aged 18 to 25. I had the opportunity to go on a walk with one UGA student who is bringing awareness to mental health and suicide prevention in an unconventional way.
This for Sam, obviously.
Chris Zowine is walking for 15 hours straight this Friday through Athens, Georgia to raise money for the Sam Asbury Foundation. The foundation was founded after Sam Asbury tragically lost his life to suicide. His friends and family wanted to honor his legacy and promote awareness surrounding mental health and suicide prevention. After Chris's roommates bet him he couldn't walk for a whole day, he decided to take that challenge and do it for a good cause.
They said that I couldn't walk for a whole day, and I was like, yeah, you're probably right. And so I was like, all right, how about 15 hours? And
friends will join Chris throughout his walk, bringing him food, water, and companionship.
Almost kind of like a metaphor, for life. A lot of people are saying, that's such a long time to walk, there's no way you can do it. And I was been thinking, you just have to take it an hour at a time, Take it 5 miles at a time. And same thing in life, you just take, you take your short problems, day by day, and keep going.
Chris says he is most excited for the awareness this walk will bring and is most nervous for the last hour, where he hopes he doesn't lose his stamina. Chris will be walking from 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. this Friday and will walk in a loop from downtown Athens to Automatic Pizza. He estimates he will walk this loop 2 to 3 times and will walk a total of 40 to 45 miles. He will end his journey at Woodford Bar in downtown Athens, where a percentage of the sales that night will be donated to the Sam Asbury Foundation. To follow along with Chris's journey and donate to his cause, supporters can go to his Instagram page at the Chris Zowine 15-hour Walkathon. Allison Casso, Grady Newsource. Campus Kitchen is cooking off preparations for their annual canned food drive aimed at providing about 300 cooked meals this holiday season. Grady Newsource reporter Michelle Ortiz tells us what it's like to prepare for this collaborative effort.
Campus Kitchen at the University of Georgia is beginning operations for their 10th annual Turkey Palooza. This is a collaborative canned food drive between campus and community organizations aimed at feeding older adults, families, and homebound individuals in the Athens-Clarke County area. Last year's drive collected almost 3,000 cans, boxes, and bags of food during the drive. With more organizations involved this year than last year, the Campus Kitchen is hoping to collect more.
This year we've enlisted the help of 42 student organizations and community organizations to help us collect all the donations. So I'm looking forward to see how many cans, bags, and boxes of food that we can acquire this year.
From today to Friday, these organizations are picking up storage bins for their donations. They are each assigned a food to collect within their organization. UGA Garden will also be helping the Campus Kitchen by providing them with fresh greens and collards. This year's collection will begin October 18th. For more donation information, go to the Campus Kitchen's website at ckuga.com. For Grady Newsource, I'm Michelle Ortiz.
It's homecoming week at the University of Georgia. Grady Newsource reporter Riley Armand brings us all the action from Sanford Stadium.
It's homecoming week at the University of Georgia, and homecoming is dedicated to celebrating campus pride and traditions. It's been full of special events for students and faculty to take part in. Students have had the opportunity to participate in silent discos, a dance competition, lip sync battles, a game show, and a 5K. The homecoming parade will be in downtown Athens this Saturday at 6 p.m. Student organizations, alumni, faculty, staff, and members of the community will stroll through downtown with banners, spirit cars, and floats. The homecoming game is this Saturday, and the Dogs are playing against the University of Kentucky Wildcats. The homecoming king and queen will be crowned during the event, and students can still vote for their pick on the University Engagement website. For Grady Newsource, I'm Riley Armand.
Oconee County Chamber of Commerce is preparing for this week's Fall Festival as residents are gearing up for high traffic and crowded streets. Grady Newsource reporter Sam Perez is here with the details you need to know for this weekend's festivities.
Rebecca Verner Holcomb has lived in Watkinsville her whole life. A big part of her childhood was the annual Fall Festival, which started in 1974. Now, almost 50 years later, she says it has changed a lot.
So gone are the days of the church youth group selling sausage biscuits. It's mostly, food trucks and bigger groups than it used to be.
Holcomb says the festival used to be planned around Georgia home games, but since it's grown, it's now scheduled for the third Saturday in October every year. While this is good for vendors to plan in advance, Holcomb says the traffic has become a big problem, especially because drivers often travel through Watkinsville on Highway 15 to get to Athens.
As a lifelong resident of downtown Watkinsville, my heart says I much preferred it the way it used to be, where it was a big family reunion. My adult brain knows that it's great for our economy and our community to have people coming from all over, but I don't even enjoy it anymore.
While residents may be worried about the traffic, vendors are thankful for a fun event to show off their products. Owner of Brella Studio, Alyssa Fowler, is bringing her craft truck this weekend for the third year in a row. She has had her spot reserved since April.
It's really exciting to be doing all that planning in the spring for something that is 6 months later. But that is just a testament to how well organized the event is.
Oconee County resident Leslie Fielding Morrow has some advice for visitors passing through Watkinsville to get to Athens for the big game this weekend.
For the out-of-towners that are coming this way and don't have a clue what they're fixing to get into, I hope they research and find some detours around Watkinsville to make their travel easier before they get into downtown Watkinsville.
The festival is going to be here at Rocket Field this Saturday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. For a map of a possible detour through Bishop, you can visit our Facebook page. For Grady Newsource, I'm Sam Perez.
Coming up, Davis Baker gives us our look at the weather for the next 5 days and what the temperature will be for this weekend's Georgia-Kentucky matchup.
When I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Make a plan today.
Regardless of where you are on your path to retirement, you can still take charge of your financial future today. Visit aceyourretirement.org and answer a few questions from Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach, for free tips, resources, and advice customized for your situation to help you feel confident and prepared for retirement. Retirement looks different for everyone. Make sure you're prepared for your financial future at aceyourretirement.org.
And now, the weather.
Good evening, I'm Davis Baker with your Wednesday weather report. Let's start by taking a look at today's forecast. We had a dense fog advisory earlier this morning, but from then on it was partly cloudy for most of the day. Right now at the 5 o'clock hour though, we're going to see mostly sunny skies. We'll also reach the high for the day at 81 degrees right about now. Moving into the overnight forecast, temperatures will gradually drop to 68 degrees by 11 p.m. with skies staying clear, and there's less than a 10% chance for rain tonight. You'll see this is mostly consistent in the surrounding areas as well. Thursday and Friday are going to be warm ones too. We should have clear skies with highs in the mid-80s, much higher than the Athens October average, which is just 74 degrees. So if you enjoy warm weather, savor these next 2 days, get out and go have fun. Now for this weekend's weather, let's head out to Myers Quad. Like I said, it is hot out here today. I had to take the jacket off, but we're here at Myers Quad, the site of where College Game Day will be on Saturday. And on Saturday, we'll finally be getting that nice fall weather. It'll be about 77 degrees at kickoff. That real football weather is coming, folks. Don't worry. Let's head back to the studio.
Coming up next, 2 UGA legends are honored, and Kirby Smart gives an injury update ahead of this weekend.
When I was 10, my mom got deported. We had a difficult time, and I feel that's why I didn't get to finish school.
Jessica has been through a lot in her life from early childhood.
My husband is really supportive in a way that he pushed me to go back to school.
She came in looking to complete her diploma. She had a family she had to take care of. Anytime she needed help, we provided her help. She realized that we were here for her.
She wants to have a career so her kids can look up to her.
My graduation, it was something I will never forget. I couldn't explain the emotion I was feeling because people like you and me sometimes may have doubts in ourselves, but I feel that everything's possible.
Jessica's future is brighter than ever.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.
Hey, Mason.
Got a new house. It's looking pretty cool so far. A place that I call home.
I'm teaching Louise how to cook some lasagna.
It only takes a spark to make a fire start.
It's Dutch. Thank you.
Study, please.
I think I finally found a place to make my own. A place that I call home. This place that I call home.
And now, sports.
Hi, I'm Ballard Ackway, and this is your Grady Newsource Sports. UGA legends Thomas Davis and John Stinchcomb are set to be inducted into the Georgia-Florida Football Hall of Fame on October 29th. The pair will be honored at the Hall of Fame luncheon on the eve of the annual Georgia-Florida game in Jacksonville, Florida. Davis and Stinchcomb both played major roles on Georgia's 2002 SEC championship team. And it's homecoming in Athens this week. And after a physical win against number 18 Auburn last week, the wear and tear of the SEC season is beginning to hit Georgia's roster. Coach Kirby Smart addressed the injury concerns currently plaguing this Georgia team ahead of their meeting with 6-0 Kentucky.
Yeah, Amir Speed doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it back this week. Dom, still not back. Rosemy, I think, looks good this week. Jermaine Burton's done well. Chris Smith's been able to practice, but he's in a black jersey. Jamari's kind of the same way. He's conditioning and working out and watching the periods and think he's going to be good, but he's not able to take all his reps.
I'm Ballard Ackway, and this has been your Grady Newsource Sports Report.
After the break, we see University of Georgia Greek Life members rehearse for a charity dance competition.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Touchdown! Oh, did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin! You know, a lot of people say when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
All 19 Panhellenic sororities will compete in a dance competition downtown Athens tonight, with all proceeds going towards Prevent Childhood Abuse America. Grady Newsource reporter Shaylin Carroll has more on the biggest Greek philanthropy event of the year.
I'm standing here outside the Classic Center in downtown Athens, the venue for tonight's SDT Greek Grind. The annual event, hosted by UGA's Sigma Delta Tau, is the largest Greek philanthropy event at the University of Georgia. The proceeds go to Prevent Childhood Abuse America, or PCAA. Last year, the event raised over $70,000, even despite being rescheduled and socially distanced due to COVID.
I think it's just a great sense of camaraderie with, all of Panhellenic on UGA's campus. But yeah, I think it just brings everyone together for a great cause.
All 19 Panhellenic sororities will compete in the dance competition, and the winners will receive money to donate to the philanthropy of their choice. The celebrity host this year is Brooke Hyland from the hit show Dance Moms. Each sorority also picks one boy from a fraternity to represent them in a humorous boys' dance.
I'm really excited. This event is incredible that SDT puts on. Everyone loves it every year. They raise a ton of money, and it's a fun time for everyone involved. It's great. It really is.
The show starts tonight at 8:00 p.m. If you don't have tickets to the event, you can pay to watch the live stream from home, or head to Paloma Park to watch on their outdoor screen. There will also be t-shirts and concessions for sale at the live event, as well as a raffle. This has been Shaylin Carroll, Grady Newsource.
Thank you for watching Grady Newsource. I'm Allison Casso. Have a great night.
Newsource is a student production of the Grady College of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of Georgia, which is solely responsible for its contents. Views expressed do not represent those of the administration nor the Board of Regents at the University System of Georgia.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There we are. All right, guys. Who said we need everyone to be here to put on a good show? How about that? Both for the class and for the tech team. Everyone stepped up and did a remarkable job, so we can all give each other a round of applause, pat on the back, 3 cheers, blah, blah, blah. Pretty smooth show from start to finish. We're still, sorry about the monitors. They're not on right now. I could get in touch with like Shumway or someone to try to get those fixed, or at least get some of these on so you don't have to watch it on your computers. We did have a little bit of an argument, a hypothetical argument between the green screen and Davis, but might have just been the green screen that day. But yeah, great job. Thank you for everyone stepping up, tech team and class, despite the circumstances. And we have to go through a little bit more technical difficulties because this is the only mic that's working right now for post-show. So we'll just pass this one around. Professor B.
Thank you. You guys did a great job. Thank you for. We did a live shot. We innovated again, and I just think we need less people. With less people, we make better shows. No, I'm joking. So I will hand it over to our amazing producer. I think this was the most challenging day with so many people gone, and our anchor calling in sick at 10 a.m. We pivoted. We had wonderful Allison do double, triple duty. And our amazing producer, this is her first time producing, and I cannot believe how she organized everyone beginning yesterday. And she was she timed her show both ways, guys, even manually, and she remembered to hit that space bar to do the automatic timer. But I'll leave it now to Savannah to tell us the 3 things that we did well on this very, very challenging day, and the 3 things that we can do better. And then we'll go over to Megan for the 3 and 3 and the MMJs whose content made it on the air, your one-on-one. Okay, so
thank you. Thank you guys so much I'll start with one of my highlights was just, for me, it was just having each other's backs was the biggest thing, because we were talking about this in the studio, but delegating is hard for me, and I was really worried about producing because I felt a little bit like a bully all day, being like, hi, we need 4 more things right now, somebody do them for me. But in the end, our show is so much better for people doing that and not making me feel bad about asking people to create these 45-second things at 3 o'clock. So thank you so much for that. Let's see. Yeah, the delegation thing, and having each other's backs, those were 2 separate things, just the team effort and the delegation and just picking things up. And thank you so much, Allison, for doing that. And Michelle also immediately was like, oh yeah, I can do it too. There was no problem. People were responding to me so quickly. I honestly woke up this morning kind of hopeless, so but it ended up really, really well just from everyone being there so immediately. And I was disorganized to a certain degree too, so that's something I need to work on. Like I missed Sam's message at one point, and I think I missed something from Michelle where I didn't respond to Michelle for like 20 minutes at one time just because I was so frantic, and everybody figured it out despite me having my own issues too. So that's one thing for me. It's just organization. I thought the visuals were great. The walk and talk was so neat. That was really cool. And Sam, you always have the angles, but the laptop on the knee of someone, I thought that was really cool. The live shot went really well, and I know I depend on Sam S. so constantly for everything, even on like a Sunday night or Saturday morning when I'm just freaking out about the week ahead. And she was like, yeah, for sure, I got it. So that was really great. I'm so excited we got to do that, especially on a day like today. Just issues with Premiere too. I know I'm not good at tech stuff, and I think we just all need to get more familiar with it too. I think that's just a common theme, that just the more comfortable we get with it, the better it'll be, but we can all be more active in getting better at it, if that makes sense. And then just I felt so guilty today too, because I'm bad about getting my actual time to the producer on time, and I think that's a lesson learned for me, that it makes such a big difference to the show running and things like that, the earlier we get the times in. So I'll be doing that too now. But yeah, that's all I have.
Wonderful, and congratulations. I think round of applause. Very well done. And you guys give yourself a round of applause because Savannah, what she said is so important. Each and every one. I was just like, I mean, I was just adoring all of you, the way you stepped up, you know, whenever anybody would say, we need someone to do this, everybody stepped up with, you know, just no second thought. You know, Riley was also multitasking. A wonderful, spirited, pleasant, it was wonderful. Your stand-up was just great. Same with our also, I could tell that she was having a good time and enjoying what she was doing. But I've decided not to talk too much. I'll talk at the end because I really want to give you guys a chance to handle this yourselves. It's time for me to hand over the mic, literally, because you have become a team of professionals, and I cannot be prouder than you. Here, darling, our digital one.
Yay. Good show, everyone. Good job, Savannah. Very good. From my point of view for digital, everyone was responsive on Slack, so thank you for that. I took over some of the Grady Daily today, so I was busy in the morning, but if I hadn't, I don't think I would have had a lot of content to post. So basically, immediately when you're out in that field, getting that B-roll, getting that first interview, like have your mind kind of going towards what can we use for social here, and like feel free to tell me like I want this on this platform for social. Like I would love to work with y'all and like what ideas you have too, because I feel like I'm generating all the ideas, but if there's something specific that y'all want, like let me know and let the next digital producer know. Ballard gave me good video, Shaylin gave me good video, so did Lexi, after y'all turned in your packages or like kind of in that closing time, so thank you for that. And then remembering vertical video, because I felt like I was slacking people throughout the day, like, hey, just in case, like vertical video. So always just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Get shots of everything. Like take your time when you're at your scenes, at your interviews. But yeah, content, well, since Wednesday, kind of we have the whole rest of the week. Like I'll be scheduling things out throughout the rest of the week, especially because everything is timely. Y'all did a good job with that too. Like knowing things are happening tonight, like with Shaylin's thing, but then Sam's thing is happening on Friday. So that was a really well-rounded kind of review. Yeah, that's it from me. It was kind of all over the place, but I'm proud of what we did today. I'll turn it over to Fearless Anchor.
Hi. I think today went well. I had fun with Riley doing the walk thing. I think it came out like shaky. I think we didn't really know what we were doing, but I think it worked really well. You know, I think it was fun. The source was great. He was super like awesome to talk to, so that was really fun. Yeah, and then anchoring was fun too. I think it went well. I think something to improve upon, I guess, is just B-roll in general too for me, and just like working on like steadying my shots and getting like more dynamic shots, and then for anchoring, I guess just like going over my scripts more, because I was like a little lost at some points, but yeah.
You had so much to do today. And what I was impressed, before I hand over the mic to our intrepid live reporter, what I was impressed, I was like, I have to remember to tell her, since she is tossing to her own package, not, you know, to say, I did this, right? And I didn't even need to do it because you thought about it. The only thing that I forgot to tell is not to sig out when you're live in the studio. It's just the same rule. It needs to be a donut. It's the same rule if you're doing a live shot. But you thought of everything, and the two of you collaborating, and that was just so wonderful to see. And I see the spirit. I see how you guys are beginning to relax and to enjoy this, and I can see it in each and every one of you. You're doing better and better and trying. But as I told you, Sam, when you watch your live shot, we did a few things to you. You will be, at one point, you were like a Halloween look, because it was just like, we lost you for, it was cute. It's nothing to, yes. But you did great. And just tell us what this experience was for you. This was a very complicated story.
The experience was interesting. I had to do a lot of research in the morning and had to work with the UGA law team to make sure that there was no laws that I was breaking or any rules. And I posted all of those resources in the resource channel. So for anyone that's covering anything regarding voting, be sure to check those out. I honestly expected it to be way more exciting and more of a turnout at the voting place. And the entire day there was like no line, so it was a little bit hard to, I kind of wanted to make it more of a package and have more to it, but I wasn't able to get that. But I think it was really interesting just being able to do a live shot and like have that experience. When you're actually doing the live shot, it's kind of weird because you're not hearing what's going on. So you're just getting cued and you're just like, okay, the next sentence. And then it's like a pause and then the next one. So you don't really see what's happening. And I feel like when you're in the studio, you get to watch it. So you're like, okay, you know how you look, you know what's going on. So for me, it's kind of like, I don't know how I look. I don't know what happened, but you all said it went well. So I'm hopeful that it did. But yeah, it was a good experience and I'm happy that I got to do it and help Savannah out with this show. So that's all I have.
Yes, I was in M today. It was pretty much a quick turn story for me because yesterday I did not have any idea what I was going to do. So working today was pretty fast and came pretty close to the deadline for me editing and everything like that, but I did get it done. I had a lot to work with, like footage-wise, so looking back, I wish I could have edited it differently, but time permitting, couldn't do that. But I had great time with my sources today. They were great, and I actually got to go in and be with them for the first time. On my beat, I don't get to go into the schools or anything like that. So it was great to actually interact with my source and be there, and it made it feel a lot more like I was a journalist. So it was a really cool opportunity. Better editing for that, and then I definitely like looking forward to having a good plan for my package so I don't have to work so quickly, but yeah.
So I was really happy with my story and the angle that developed. So it was just going to be a fall festival preview, but then I ended up meeting with a source this morning who was really concerned about traffic and kind of was uncertain about if she liked how the festival's changed over the years. So I was really excited to get that angle. And one thing that I think I did well was I got a lot of interviews. So I was able to include 3 in the package, which was awesome. And I actually had 2 other interviews that I didn't include that I did all today. So it's kind of cool, like packing that all in. But I will say the thing that I definitely, I know,
she was asking me, she was waiting on another one. She said, do I need to include that one?
Yeah, I was going to get another, but it didn't work out with timing, which I'm kind of glad because I ended up, pushing it close to the wire. But the thing that I found super challenging with a preview type package is that I didn't know how to get B-roll for it. I went to the event space and there was nothing set up. There were no signs posted. I drove around Watkinsville and I was looking for pumpkins or something that was fall that I could film, hay bales. There was literally nothing. So thankfully, in the nick of time, I got a Dropbox folder with files from last year's fall festival from the Chamber of Commerce. So that was hugely helpful, but pretty much the whole package was pictures, which I wish it had been a little bit different. But overall, I'm happy with it.
It was wonderful, and all these sources made because they were so interesting, and you got them all on camera. I thought of one thing I wanted to mention before I pass on the mic to Riley. When you do a live shot, it's good. Look at it, and I think when you ended your first answer, you could have said back to you, and then you could have thanked her, Allison. You could have thanked her at the end, and so that these are just little things that we'll work on. Yes, but we'll watch it again, and I'll have some more things to say on Monday. And remember, on Monday we decided I've opened up the channels for the elections, so that's an exciting thing you guys can do. But again, I promise not to speak too much.
All right. Okay, so I was news gatherer for the entire week, honestly, and I knew that today was going to be kind of hectic. So I was just like, whatever she needs, I'm just going to do it. So I know that Allison needed somebody to be a photog today, so I was like, okay, let's go do it. Why not? I would say that I think it was pretty good, but I do need to work on. I really apologize for the super shaky video. I I honestly think I should have asked them to like slow down so I could really get the shots. Yeah. And then you were saying like you needed somebody to do a VO, and then you needed somebody to do the homecoming stand up, and I just really had a great time. Just learning how to really do an effective quick turn. So I think that was really great. Yeah, I think today was really smooth. I'm really proud of everybody. It's been such a smooth show today. So, yeah, that's really all I had to say.
Yeah, so I was kind of like in the same boat as Riley because I was a news gatherer this whole week, but this whole week I had to do like a story, but I was just glad to really help you and so that we could have a successful show. Like the show was really good. It went really well, so I'm really proud of everyone. But yeah, just thank you for leading everyone, being a great producer. You did a really good job. Yeah, so with my package, I wish. Okay. Yeah, so I really wish that I changed the graphics. Some of the graphics, they kind of looked a little off. That's what I really wish I could have fixed. I feel like I did well with like the quick turn and making it just like coming up with the story and being able to make a package out of it to fit in the new show. Yeah. Yeah. To show that people, some didn't have on masks, some did have on masks, and I was talking about mask wearing. Yeah, yeah. Oh well, that wasn't. Oh yeah, like the production studio. No. But no, that was actually that got floated, so that didn't air. Yeah, but that was really good. Hopefully, maybe we can use it like next week. But it turned out really well. That too. I had two things that were supposed to be on the air, but one made it. Yeah. Thank you.
I just want to say shout out Valor because he was fire with the stand up shot that I had today. Yeah, thank you.
I just want to thank Savannah. She did a great job in like guiding us and was super helpful with the things I needed. I will say that I've had a really good time recording my package and filming it and just like writing the script. It's becoming easier and easier to visualize the story and just like write the script itself. So I think that's one thing that I did well. And one thing I would like to work on is the audio for it. There was one part where I heard the audio maybe be a little bit louder than the rest of it, and I would like to, work on that.
I like the way you had framed your source. I like the way you, even though the rule of thirds, well, she was, but it worked, and she was a very interesting character. So, and certainly Ballard, you did a great job with Riley. I didn't know that you had. I mean, yeah, very nice. I wanted to. I think you know why you were boiling. Maybe because you had some green in your jacket or something. I think if you have a green tinge, which it doesn't look like. Yeah, but it wasn't your fault. It does it when you're wearing a color that's close. I guess it just didn't like it. But you did a great job. I really thought it was you transitioned so well from the studio back into the field, and we could tell you were having fun, and it was good. And with you as well, I thought that shirt worked very good for sports. Yeah. At first I wasn't so sure, and I was like, I'm not going to say anything, but it worked very well. It was a good contrast with, yeah. Emma and Shaylin, can we, you're 1-1.
Okay, 1-1. Something I could do better is just overall trying to be more concise with my scripts and my packages. I know like originally when I had my first like rough out of my package, it was way too long. So I want to get better about just writing more concisely and being quicker about cutting it and editing it. I know sometimes it's hard, but yes. And then one thing I did well was I highlighted the graph this time. Took that advice from last week, so I think that was good. Just using my resources, I guess. I was trying to find like good like free stock footage to use because like obviously I don't have any footage of shots in the and stuff like that. So I found like a folder of like CDC stuff that's copyright free. So I was like, yes, I'll use this. So yeah, that's all I got.
So something that I would have done differently, I was at the Classic Center like all day getting footage, and I was kind of waiting around for the girl that was in charge of the event because she was running all over the place, and I was just like waiting to get her interview for it. She ended up kind of being over an hour later than she said that she would be. And so, but that was okay. But what I would have done differently would have been to start editing what I had before then, but I was kind of just hovering and waiting. So I think I probably would have just like sat down and been like, come get me when you're ready. I'm going to start working on this now, which almost might have even put more pressure on her to like see me editing it already. But yeah. And then, on the flip side of that, being there for so long, I feel like I was able to get more, creative shots than I would have gotten. I kind of, got way more footage than I needed while I was waiting, which ended up in some, better shots than I started out with. So.
Nice way to end our show. And I just was going to ask Sam, could you share a little, because I know you guys all struggle with finding sources. How are you able to find sources? What can you share in the remaining moments with the rest of the class?
Yeah, I think the biggest resource that I use is Facebook and just not being afraid to message people individually. So I had found a post about the fall festival, and then I saw who all was commenting. And then it was also being talked about in some of the Facebook groups from Oconee County that I joined. And so I really just read through the comments, and I reached out to 2 residents who were super vocal about their opinions on the fall festival being this weekend. And they got back to me really quickly. And then I really wanted the vendor's perspective. And so I did all this yesterday, and I was a little bit stressed about not getting sources in time, which is why I think I kind of went on overload. But so there was a list of probably like 50 vendors, and I reached out to probably 10 or 15. And then I had 4 respond, and so I ended up interviewing those 4. So I think just like cast a really wide net, because chances are a lot of the sources that you reach out to won't get back to you, and it's definitely better to have too many than not enough. So that'd be my advice.
Excellent advice. Anybody else wants to share some wisdom from today? Anything you learned you want to share which will be helpful to others? All right, guys, can we talk a little bit about the channels? And I created the channels for all the counties. Anybody wants to share some thoughts? Do you have any ideas? Or as I mentioned, you can work by county, and then we can sort of think about what are the general things that each county will do, so we do it in a similar way. We have, as I mentioned, we have 4 shows right before the election, and then we have 1 show right, on the day before the election, which we could sort of consolidate all the work that you have done in the 4 previous shows into, let's say, an A block, which can, or I don't know, we'll think about how we can do it, or just do 6 live shots in the A block on November 1st from the respective polling places, or Sam, you might have something, it depends. But let's start thinking in our remaining moments.
I had the idea that if, so we have 4 weeks, and usually news gatherers have like it's a certain counties that are news gatherers and certain counties that are TV MMJs. I figured that news gatherers of that week could focus on the voting stuff for their counties and make them into like some type of informational website, and that way we can publicize them either like digitally or probably both, broadcast and digitally, through the news gatherers. That way TV MMJs can focus on packages.
And
I think something that we can also focus on is like why you should vote in this election, because a lot of people don't usually vote in local elections, and that was something that someone said to me earlier, was that, you know, turnouts of these elections are always super low and no one even knows that you can vote in these elections. So I think by us just like highlighting it and continuously like posting every week, we're going to help these counties like get voter turnout. But if we focus on why it's important and just really like when we're reaching out to people, like, why are you voting? You know, why is this issue important to you? Because those thoughts will help encourage other people to also vote.
Sources. What would your sources be? What kind of sources do you need to reach out to for the election?
So I've done a little bit of election prep already, if y'all check out the Facebook and Instagram stories today. So Oglethorpe County does not have elections. Their next vote is for SPLOST is next May. And I called the election manager today. So Oglethorpe County is out. So people who cover Oglethorpe County will have to help cover the other counties that do have a lot of races. Basically, the elections board people are going to be like your main source of contact first. And their assistants who work there, and then you have to go to the places to get the poll workers, to get the voters, and then also we need to start thinking about candidates. What are the races, who's running, making sure we get every side from every candidate running. Well, focus on 1 or 2 big elections in each county. Yes.
What you guys need to do is to do your homework now. Research, look at your Facebook pages from your county, and talk amongst each other by county. What are you seeing that are, you know, the big issues, the most interesting candidates that people are talking about? I think Facebook will help you a lot just to kind of, and listening to people in your beats, you know, and the best thing to do is maybe go to a coffee shop or a place where people gather and just kind of listen around and maybe talk to a few people in your county. I think I really like to do that. I listen. I go, literally, I go to a place where people gather and just listen and talk to a few people. I think that's a good way to get a sense and a feel, and to get a few people to talk to. So I want you getting you to think about these things, and I'm sure that you'll get more ideas. I don't want to tell you what to do. I just gave you a general idea and direction, and I'm glad that you see the importance of doing that, and I'm excited to see what you guys will do. And of course, I'm here to answer questions, direct you, and but I'm looking forward to the coming weeks. That will be really exciting and very well done. You are really, another great week. We've made, I think, another leap forward, and I'm really, really proud of you guys and very happy. And thank you for your hard work. It wasn't easy for all of you stepped in, and let's do it together next week. Get some rest, and I'll see you again next week. Okay, guys.